Welcome to Conversations Live. For more than a decade, we've brought you the best in books, entertainment, celebrity interviews, and current events. When the movers and shakers of the world have something to say to you, they say it to us first. Now celebrating 17 years of broadcasting success, here's your host, Cyrus Webb.
And welcome back, everyone, to Conversations Live. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again, both for our radio audience here in Mississippi at WYAD 94.1 FM and WYADonline.com. We're glad that you all could be with us. Also, just joining us are our friends at iHeartRadio and Amazon Music Podcast. We're glad you all could be with us as well. Though many have been glad to be able to go back into the schools after living through this pandemic now for quite a while, it has heightened the awareness for many parents when it comes to health and safety in the school for their children, especially because of the amount of time they're spending there. Joining us to discuss the state of our schools today and how we can make our schools healthy and safe, we're excited to welcome Rachel Hodgdon to our program. She is the president and CEO of the International Well Building Institute. We're going to talk to her not only about what she's noticed when it comes to the state of our schools, but also where you all can go for more information. Rachel, thank you so much for the time. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me, Cyrus.
So, Rachel, this is an important topic. I know my nephew was excited to go back into the school. He definitely learned better that way, and I know a lot of parents were excited about their kids being able to get back to school too, but there are concerns that are there. So what is the state of our schools today from what you've noticed?
Pretty downright awful. Our school facility infrastructure was already facing a national emergency, and then COVID-19 took a long-term bad situation with our school buildings and made it truly urgent. We just published the 2021 State of Our Schools report with our partners at the 21st Century School Fund and the National Council on School Facilities, and we're shining a light on severe and chronic underinvestment to the tune of $85 billion a year that's eroding the country's ability to provide safe, healthy, and sustainable schools. That number is up 85% since we issued a similar version of the report in 2016.
Wow. Rachel, that probably surprises some people because of the amount of money they've seen kind of coming to the states during the pandemic to try to help out. So those inequities that you mentioned, I think, will probably be surprising for some. So talk to us about then how this funding is kind of allocated, how schools are funded, and who gets the funding. Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, I can. So let's start here. There was a good deal of recovery money that went to schools for recovering from the COVID-19 pandemic, but only a small fraction of that can be used for school facilities improvements, and it doesn't need to be used for school facility improvements. Beyond that, though, what this report confirms is what we've long suspected, and that's that the students and communities who have the least suffer the most. The funding of school facilities in the United States is highly inequitable. High-poverty communities receive substantially less than districts serving wealthier communities. Rural districts are particularly disadvantaged, as are those who serve populations of Black and brown students. And we know that the federal government isn't doing its share. The federal government only provides 1% of costs for school facilities improvements, and that leaves states and school districts without the resources that they need to pick up the rest of the tab.
And that is something I'm sure a lot of people probably know from the inside out. Rachel, I know our organization here with Conversations, we donate supplies to schools in our area because so many of the teachers are having to buy things themselves and to be able to help out however they can. So that brings up this point then, how can not only the teachers but also can concerned parents as well as the rest of our audience, how can they be able to help and what can they do?
Well, we're at a pivotal moment where your voice really does matter because there's a whole lot of funding on the table right now, $82 billion for school facility improvements in the infrastructure bill that's currently being debated in Congress. So what parents and teachers and concerned citizens can do is pick up that phone, call your senator, call your local representative, and make sure that that money stays in the bill and goes to those communities that need it the most.
It's an important thing, and definitely as we are looking to make sure that the kids are able to stay in school, we definitely want to make sure that they are doing so safely and they have what they need. So that's why we're excited to have you here, Rachel, to talk about this. Again, everyone, Rachel Hodgdon has been our guest. She is the president and CEO of the International Well Building Institute. Rachel, where can our audience go for more information?
they can visit stateofOurSchools2021.org, and there you can download a free copy of the report as well as a state-specific profile so you can find out exactly what's happening in your neck of the woods.
Awesome, Rachel. Appreciate that. We'll make sure that we link that up for our online audience. I'm looking forward to having you back on the program again, Rachel.
Thank you so much, Cyrus. I sure will come back.
I appreciate that, and we thank your audience for tuning in to another great segment of Conversations Live, part of our News You Can Use segment here at WYAD 94.1 FM and WYADonline.com, as well as through iHeartRadio and Amazon Music Podcast. Until next time, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying, as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Live. Now let's go make today amazing. Take care.